Oh,
Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Love and Crypto podcast. I'm your host, Wendy O, and that's my co-host, Hotep Jesus.
Teach me how to grift. Teach me how to grift.
oh man, that was the wrong sound effect. It was supposed to do this one.
That Hotep Jesus dude.
My bad.
Who said that?
That's from the Hotep's Been Told You intro song.
Is it? Oh my goodness. So we're going to Orlando tonight. We're flying out.
Congratulations.
We're going to go look at some properties because I can't do it here anymore. I just can't.
Can't do it.
I can't deal with living in the burbs when I came from the trap and going to the grocery store in the burbs and having homeless men harass me. I can't go.
Happening?
Oh yeah, it always happens. And then I can't live in the hood and then get harassed by the neighborhood dwellers hitting me up, asking me where I'm from. So I don't want to live that way anymore. And everybody that says, oh, it's so safe in the United States, they haven't been to LA County, so they don't know. You can shut up. But just lots of stuff, you know.
It gets gangster in LA County.
It does. It does. So we're going to look at some properties, see the area. I've got some partners out there, and then we're going to hopefully buy soon.
Dope. That's awesome, man. I wish I could see you down there.
Yeah.
I really do. I really want to move to Florida.
You guys should.
I know.
I think I'm going to Bitcoin Miami.
Are you?
I think we're going. Me
Yeah.
and my bodyguard.
You and your bodyguard?
Yeah.
Who's your bodyguard? Your husband?
Yeah. He's mean.
Dope.
He's mean.
So we got to do dinner then.
No, we'll for sure do dinner, and I just have to wait. I have clients, and they want to send me out there, so I think I'm gonna go out there. And yeah, it'll be fun. I told him, we're gonna be hanging out with Hotep for quite a bit of the time. He's like, that's fine with me because he's fun. You'll meet him when you see. Should I call him in and give him the news?
He doesn't know?
No, not that news. What my daughter tried to put on me.
What do you mean?
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
What Lo do now? Oh no. Oh baby. Jav, what up, Jav? What up, Willie Handy? Montoya's in the building. Welcome.
I'm waiting for her to come in here because I want to tell you and the crowd. Don't.
Live?
Yeah, I'm live. Don't get on camera.
I'm not getting-
So I know what your daughter told me.
Hold on,
What?
I'm not ready.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
I have a couple ideas.
She said, I'm getting her sorted for bed. And she goes, Mom, I have a boyfriend.
And who is this?
One of the
Levi?
kids. Huh?
Levi?
Caesar.
Caesar. Oh, Caesar.
Caesar.
I ain't ready for this.
Okay.
I'm really not.
I said, you guys hold hands. And she goes, yeah.
No.
But then I talked to her and she said her friend, because she's got her other little girlfriends. She says that they all have boyfriends. But then I says, like, do you guys sit together, whatever? And I was like, did he ask you did he ask you, did he say, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, no, we just chase him and we all play together. I was like, okay, so you guys are friends. And she's like, well, I'm his girlfriend. And I was like, are you the girlfriend, like a female friend, or are you the girlfriend? And she's like, I think I'm the female friend. So I don't think she knows, but that's what she told me. I was getting her ready for bed.
Lord
ready for
Jesus. I ain't ready.
She's 5.
Oh my Lord. Tell her no boyfriends.
I just was like, it's like, oh my God, that's my baby. I'm like, who am I going to put hands on? Because I'm that type of mom. I'm that type
It's
of mom.
not the
Like,
same kid that she had problems with before, is it?
no, it's one of the kids smacked her in the mouth. And so she waited.
Okay.
She waited until she had the perfect opportunity. He tried to approach her again. She said, bah, and she pushed him.
Pushed him. Girls mature so much faster than the boys.
Yeah, they do. So poor man, he's gonna probably be like, his heart, he's gonna go probably hold her right now, but listen, your daddy's girl forever.
Co-ed schooling is so bad.
Co-ed? What do you mean?
It's so bad. I think it's that I don't think kids are supposed to go to school with the same gender.
But how do they? But how do they learn to communicate and interact?
I mean, you can't be, well, the fact that women mature faster means that girls can't be in the same grade as boys,
Okay.
right? They would have to exist with an older set of boys,
Okay.
right? And I think grade should go based upon consciousness and not based upon like, because some people are just more mature than others, and I think your grade should be based upon maturity, however you grade that, and consciousness, maturity and consciousness, not
Okay.
really by like the arithmetic or anything like that, because I think people have natural proclivities. So, if you're an art student, you should just be an art major from gate. If you're good at math, you should just be a math student from, third, second grade, first grade, right? All right, this kid's just good at math. He's picking up on it fast. This kid likes to write. This kid likes to draw. Specialize at a super early age, but definitely separate the genders out.
I actually like that idea because I feel like I think that people should have a basic understanding of all the different subjects, but whatever the child excels in or shows like that they're good in or they're very interested in it, I feel like we should, as a society, we should kind of push them towards that. And I want to say they used to do that in Europe, because when I've watched a bunch of documentaries, and a lot of the women, they would either be placed in music or in literature or whatever it was, but they placed them in specific things. Obviously they had a light understanding. And I think that's one thing that the Europeans did do well in that aspect. They did a lot of other really weird things, like not shower and be cochinos. But I think that's good.
Yeah. You want to talk Bitcoin? I heard some shit went down with Russia.
Let's talk, which one do we want to talk about? Because I got some topics.
I think Russia's using Bitcoin now, and people are like, I forget who was, Nancy Pelosi or somebody was like, oh, we got to stop them from using Bitcoin.
The Fed chair. So this is what happened. So Russia-Ukraine conflicts popping off. And this is a terrible thing that's happening because there's a lot of innocents that are getting caught up in the crossfires because for whatever reason. And I know that there's different things going on different sides. So I'm not here to debate about whatever. I just feel bad for all the children that are being impacted. But there's one thing that's very interesting. It's very interesting to see. And one of the stories we're going to talk about actually kind of relates to that. But it's interesting to see Ukraine say, we're going to take care of the women and children. Could you imagine if there was some sort of conflict happening in the United States and the military is like, we need to take care of the women and children? What an uproar that would be.
Why? You think there'd be an uproar?
If they said we're going to take care of the women and children, not the birthing people, not the.
You know what? I'm telling you right now. If something dangerous happened, like an invasion of America, everybody will fall right into their gender roles. All that shit would go out the window. Mm-hmm. Everybody would snap to their senses immediately. They just be like, yo, you better back the fuck up, trans man. Women and children, motherfucker, step back. Shit would get in order really fast.
I think it would too. And I think it would bring out the masculinity in a lot of men, and you would see who's really, well, you could already tell who's a man and who isn't a man, but I think it would really bring out the masculinity of men. And I feel like some of the women would have to pick up the slack.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is sad. But
I think women would look at some of the T people and be like, no, you're not getting on this bus before me. Absolutely fucking not.
No. And Nancy Pelosi and all those people that are championing for it, they would say no immediately. No.
Yeah.
They would say
like, no, you got to step back.
Ooh. Well, so basically what happened is there's a conflict that's going on. Russia is in Ukraine, and they're cutting Swift off for some Russian banks. If you guys don't know what Swift is, it's basically like a messaging system that kind of facilitates cross-border payments. That's from my understanding. And they're cutting it off for some Russian banks. They want to freeze assets for different oligarchs in Russia and that are in the traveled to the United States or these different countries. So basically they're pressing people. So a lot of Russian people and other people, they want to merge over to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And the reason why is because if you utilize actual self-custody and you own your crypto, whether you're sanctioned or not, it doesn't matter. You still have access to your funds. And people are upset about that even in the Bitcoin and crypto community, they're upset about that. But that's the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is you don't get to choose who has access to their money. That was what Bitcoin was created for, its intended purpose. But another interesting piece of information there is that Ukraine was able to raise over $28 million in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin from people, not even the government, not even the United States government, not NATO, not nothing, but literally people from all across the world that are supporting the efforts. And I think that that's truly amazing to see. And it just goes to show, like, we have a really great thing happening, and then we have, something that people might not be happy about. But I'm not the one to say that this is right or wrong. You don't get to say that, because it's a true decentralized economy. So that's what's happening, and that's why that's why people want to use Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're using Bitcoin to raise for the Ukrainian people. Yeah, I saw that.
And they actually, so the Ukraine Twitter page tweeted out that they're going to be doing an airdrop.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Ukraine token?
Hold up. So this is where it gets interesting. And somebody got picked. Someone was like, "Wow, this is not the time for this." And no, it is the time for it, because we're literally, yes, there is conflict going on. Yes, there's innocence at stake. There's all kinds of terrible things that are happening. But at the same time, too, we do need to understand what's going on, and we need to think outside the box a little bit. So they received a bunch of money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a bunch of ERC20 tokens. And then a separate chain, Polkadot, they donated $5 million. Well, with ERC20 tokens and with Polkadot, I don't know which chain they're going to be using, but they're taking the snapshot, I believe tomorrow. I don't know what time it is. I covered it on my show, but they're taking a snapshot. Basically what a snapshot is anybody who sent funds to a specific address, they're going to go ahead and they're going to copy all those addresses. And then they're going to go ahead and put it into this little algorithm, probably smart contracts, and it's going to automatically send tokens, money to people, so cryptocurrencies. So I don't know if it's going to be Ethereum, like an ERC20 token. I don't know if it's going to be a Polkadot project that they're going to do. But my thinking now that I'm seeing this is that, okay, there's all these sanctions being placed. Everybody's fighting. Nobody knows what's going on. And it's being kind of hinted around a little bit that all these other countries are going to start doing their own CBDCs, their central bank digital currency. So what if this airdrop that Ukraine is doing is their digital currency?
Absolutely, that's what that is.
That's what I said, and people got mad at me. But it's like, I think it's important to talk about, because
they got mad.
There's a couple of people that got mad. I don't care though. I mean,
that's literally what it is. It's opening the door for their CBDC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And people don't get that. I mean, people aren't that fast and intelligent to begin with. They're not even up on this technology. They probably don't have a wallet, et cetera, et cetera. So
crypto people. It's crypto people.
It was crypto people.
Oh, they're the worst. They're the worst.
So like pro-Ukrainian crypto people.
Yeah, but that wasn't even that was an observation I made. And honestly, it would be genius for them to do that, because it's going to really show how easy it is and kind of be a great marketing tool for them to integrate it. I understand there's conflict going on, but at the same time, if the Ukrainian official Twitter account is operating, that means that there's, these people, they're able to operate it. And if they're able to create a token and give an airdrop.
Is there any CBDC fully operational right now in the world?
Yen in China.
Right.
It's not fully operational, but they're so much further ahead than anybody else.
Yeah. What if Ukraine's like the test vehicle for the West on how this CBDC works, how they roll it out to the public? Because when you try out things, you always try out things on a small population, and Ukraine's a relatively small population.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could be onto something, Wendy.
I think it's important to consider, because it's just, I mean, what else are they going to airdrop?
Right. Exactly. Like, why would you airdrop anything other than your CBDC? Like,
why would you give, I guess they want to give people a thank you, but at the same time, it would be absolutely genius, because if they're giving their official digital currency to people across the world, right, that donated, those people could in turn use that currency to buy goods and services from people in Ukraine, whether it be online or however they want to do it. Yeah. But,
Yeah. I
got Hotep thinking.
Nah, it makes sense, man. It makes absolutely 100% sense. You know, this is the rollout. This is the CBDC rollout right here, and it's gonna come, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, crypto Wendy O been told you."
Exactly. I'm going to change my show to that. All right. Next topic, because I got to go. We got to go early.
Yeah.
So the next topic that I want to talk about, I'm going to send you this direct tweet because I think this is kind of crazy. This is getting a little bit crazy over here. And let me go ahead and make it so everybody can reply. I want you to read this a little, just a tiny bit. And I want to make sure I'm reading it correctly because this
T acceptance in Ukraine is not widespread, and changing legal documents to match gender requires a long process with psychiatric examination. CBS News spoke to one woman in Kiev who is now battling a war within a war amid Russia's invasion. So you're in the middle of a Russian invasion and you're worried about genders.
Dude, I get it, but at the same time, like that is not a like unless you need your medication, like to, you know, unless you have to get your access to medication. But honestly, like wait for some, like who thinks that this is a good idea to even report that?
CBS News, apparently.
But it's like, I mean, they're trying to save the women and children, but then they're talking like, what is that? Like, what?
Yo, I
was shocked. I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, holy fuck.
Yo, every single event around the world that gets massive support can be used as a portal to push the rainbow revolution. Ukrainian law mandates T people undergo extensive psychiatric observation. So they're going to use this moment to highlight the rainbow. Oh man, this is how it's done.
But they're not highlighting the people who have, you know, lost their lives. They're not highlighting, you know, the Russian soldiers that maybe don't want to be there. They're not highlighting the women and children who are struggling. They're not highlighting the young soldiers in Ukraine who are laying their lives down for their country. They're not highlighting the elderly that is fighting. Like there's like, I feel like there's so many other things. Like people are just literally trying to survive and they're talking about this. They're talking about like your preference. Like, do you want to wear a black or red today?
Right. It's there's always an opportunity for a psyop in the middle of a tragedy. You know, they used the psyop when it was Black Lives Matter, when people were getting murdered by police, and they used that to push the LGBT thing. And here's another tragedy, all eyes on me, the whole world, all eyes on me. And then they're like, oh, okay, since we have it now, let's psyop and let's sneak this thing in the back door. It's not even really back door, it's really the front door, and everybody's watching. It's just that everybody's been conditioned to support the whole pronoun in the bio situation. So when they see it happening in Ukraine, it's just like, oh, we have to support these people, the Ukrainian people.
It's just bizarre. I was like, this is freaking bizarre. I don't know what this is. I don't know why. I don't even know why this is a thing right now. Why this is a thing. It just, to me, it's absolutely bizarre. But I guess this takes us to another topic that's about women. And people got mad, and I did an experiment.
Oh yeah, you definitely got them stirred up on this one.
I did an experiment. Do you want to share the screen and read some of the reply?
Let's put this up here. People allow themselves to be triggered. So Wendy O goes to Twitter with her best troll cap on and says, "At this point, I would love to see women run the world. Men are too emotional." And I'm sure there's a bunch of men being emotional in the comments here, which would prove her point. How about neither? I don't want anyone to run the world.
That's a good one. But the ones that got me is when
He's
they
still
said,
triggered though. Which one got you?
the one that got me the most was when they said women are too emotional because they have periods, they have this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, women have periods and it does make us a little bit emotional, but men showcase their emotions in a different way. And it's important to note women are still able to have a monthly cycle, get up and go to work every day, take care of their kids, do all types of stuff. When women are different, do things differently than men do because our bodies are different, and that's okay. So I feel like talking about a period is not really relevant to running the world.
I mean, my book starts off with the woman's menstrual cycle. You have to be aware of a woman's menstrual cycle anytime you're dealing with a woman. Because she's different at different times of the month. These are facts. However, I think that is not the first argument that would come to mind in regards to women running the world. The first thing that comes to mind for me is indecision. Indecision to get you killed. And I don't think women have the decisive capability. I believe women point and men build. That's what I believe. So there is a bit of a leadership role there. Really, let's be frank here. Women do run the world, Wendy.
We do.
Women.
You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Pussy runs everything.
It does. It really does. We need to just come to the fact and just understand that women already do run the world. Everything that happens on this planet is because of a woman.
Yes. But the comments are hilarious, and so many people got so mad. And what they started doing, some of the people that were subtweeting it or like retweeting it with a quote, they were starting to utilize gender slurs
Oh my God.
towards women. And it's like, okay. And they started using gender slurs against me, which I'm fine. That's fine. I'm used to it. But it's always very interesting to me. People get, it's always men that get so upset. And I wanted to kind of gauge, and I wanted to kind of see what was happening and where people were thinking on this, because realistically, we have men that have ruled the world for so long, and we go to war. We have all these issues.
Yeah. I could actually see a world where women run things. I think women could probably do it better. I think if we reversed roles, right, and women were in positions of power and men were not, I think the world would be better.
I think I don't know. It depends, because there are evil women. There are evil women and evil men. So it really kind of depends. And people try to bring up the argument, oh, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. It's like, okay, because they're notable women, but there's other women that do really great things too. You're literally bringing up the worst of the worst.
I mean, here's my point, right? Like, let's say we had Nation A and Nation B, right? And it was time to go to war. Like, a chick ain't gonna be like, I'm gonna send my army over there. She gonna be like, no, where is that bitch at? I got words for her. Tell her come see me. And it will be two bitches fighting, and nobody would have to die in the war. It's bitch ass men that put us in these wars because they don't want to. Because let's be honest, right? Like, if the politicians want to go to war, all right, your bitch ass should go fight the other leader, and whoever wins, that should just be the end of it. The problem is, these people are too afraid. They're punks. So they'll never do that. But I think women are so like proud of themselves and have so much pride amongst themselves. I could see women saying, no, bitch, I'm going to take her myself. Everybody fall back. I heard what she said about me. Wendy O would be like, if Wendy O ran the country, she'd be like, who was popping off? Russia? Tell that bitch come see me in the ring. 3 rounds. I got Miss Nita training me. And the world would be a better place. That's what I think.
How do you know me so?
I think women.
But get them. I don't talk though. I don't talk. I let them. Right. Okay, hold this. Take this. Let's go. That's how I am. I don't want to hear them talk. Or actually, I let them talk. I let them get it out, and I've already got my mind made up, and that's it.
Yeah. Montoya said Wendy's hair is looking silky with the treatment. And HJ's handsome as usual. Thank you, Montoya. Appreciate you. No, I'm not high. I honestly believe the world will be better with women. I think it'd be prettier. There's probably be more flowers everywhere and shit like that. I think it would be better. If we reversed roles, I think the world would be better. Women are kind of harmless when you think about it. It's men that do very insecure things. Like when we think about the hood, right? The first person to pull a trigger is a scared male. Somebody who's not scared is like ready to throw the hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the fact that somebody invented guns lets you know how afraid men were.
Is that why they invented it, or what? Did they invent it for like hunting?
Nah, it started out as fireworks, and then somebody was like, "Oh, we could use this as a weapon." Right.
Okay, yeah.
And then, long range projectiles, bow and arrows, et cetera, et cetera. But, we need to just take it back to the days when people fought with swords, and it should be one leader versus the other. And if you get your ass whooped, maybe we do it like, maybe we do it wrestling style, right? Where we say, we're going to fight in the MMA ring, right? Your nation versus my nation. We can have Dana White set it up, and we'll just have all the different weight classes. What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
I don't like Dana White.
What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
He's unethical. He's unethical.
What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
Well, then have a different fight picker
all right.
person.
John White, okay?
How about Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan, whatever. Whoever. Have your nation. The problem with that is Russia will win. Russia will kick our ass. If we say, yo, everybody's going to come out and fight in the MMA, pound for pound, every weight class, Russia will probably kick our ass and they be running the world.
No, I don't think so.
Who would win?
I think you get people from the hood. You get people from the streets. You get people who have nothing else to live for, and they're going to throw down and they're going to make America proud.
Have you ever seen Khabib fight?
Yeah, I seen them fight.
Khabib.
Yeah, the MMA person.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched
the
him.
Undefeated cat.
Oh, I don't. Maybe have I seen? I don't know. I think
wrestles bears.
Oh, he wrestles bears.
One of their fighters just had a fight this weekend and destroyed this black dude in the first round in like a minute. Destroyed him.
Okay.
2 minutes maybe. These fighters are just different. They have these Muslim Russian fighters that are just built really different from everybody else on the planet.
I wonder why.
The way they train, their training is just remarkable.
I want to see. I'm gonna have to watch a documentary and see how they train.
They're phenomenal wrestlers. Phenomenal wrestlers.
But what sets them apart?
Their religion.
Yeah.
When you have such devotion to a higher power, you have no fear at a certain extent, right? Like Muslims want to die, because like in their culture, when you die, you get, you marry 100 virgins and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they want to die for their God. You know what I mean? Like that. So their level of courage is ridiculous. So that's first of all. And then just the fact, like, their wrestling technique is just like the dude's grandma wrestles. Khabib's grandma is a wrestler. Like, they just live, and they're very like small town people. So it's not like people are running around with iPhones and PlayStation 4s. No, you wake up in the morning, you go to the river. Like, they're living in like it's like 1800s. So they living off the land. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Very rural.
But what about somebody from the hood in the United States that's very religious, that literally has nothing to live for because they come from so much trauma, and they don't care if they live or die, and they're super religious, and they know, okay, if God forbid something happens, I'm going to heaven.
It's about technique, man.
Technique. I feel like the religion aspect, that is important to note, but at the same time, I feel like what you said about the technique matters more, because in the United States we're lazier than any other cultures, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like soccer, right? The rest of the world dominates the United States in soccer. Why? Because they're born into this sport, right? Over here, soccer's a secondary sport. So when you're born into wrestling, right? Like, that's what you do from birth. Mm-hmm. You're going to be better than anybody else on the planet. It's just natural, because that's what you do. That's what you specialize in. That's why the hood is great at basketball. We specialize in basketball. We specialize in American football, right? Whatever it is that's part of your culture is probably what you're going to dominate at. And the way them Muslim cats out in Russia, operate. Like wrestling is just in their blood.
I actually can get behind that because my dad did kung fu, and the person that taught him kung fu took the art from China, and he was really good friends with the family. So that was something my dad was super super passionate about. He was really good at it. He was passionate about it. And the reason why he took it up is because he was short and he used to get picked on in school. So he took kung fu to defend himself, and then he carried it on from I think freshman year to until he got too sick. But I remember going to the studio to hang out with him and watch him train and all that type of stuff. So when I got older and when I learned how to box, I took it very seriously and very personally because that was my dad. Like that was what my dad was good at. That's what he loved. He was so passionate about it. And the last piece that he needed to be like the highest level in the particular kung fu that he did was to train one of his children and have them learn the art. But he passed away before he could do that. So I always took that with me. So that's why when I box, I am fighting for his honor. I'm fighting like obviously to defend myself, whatever, but it's really him in the back of my mind. That's why I put him up. And that's why when I've had to fight in the past, it's like I kind of lose control in a bit because I need to win. I have to win to make my dad proud.
Yeah. That's dope. That's beautiful. Biden versus Putin. Who you got? In the ring, 12 rounds. 3 rounds, three rounds MMA. Who you got? Biden versus Putin.
It's Putin, man. He's like 50 years younger than Biden. He's in shape. You know what's so funny though? There's women that are totally simping over Putin and the guy that's running the Ukraine. Like there's like people like on the opposite. There's women that are simping. They're like, they call him Vladdy Daddy. And and it's American women. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because we're so used to betas. And it's attractive to see a man.
A man's man.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, again, American society is so comfortable. You can't really breed a man like you would in Russia. In Russia, you got to be rough and tough to live out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the same, man. Everybody here is a bit spoiled, I would say. He said Putin is 5'4". I still got Putin, man.
Is he 5'4"?
That's what Matt Ackman said. I wouldn't agree with that. That doesn't sound accurate to me. But I got Putin regardless.
He got to be at least 5'10".
Who, Putin?
5'10". He has to be at least 5'10". Because Russians are generally bigger people, from what I've noticed. I used to work with them.
Yeah. They saying 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah, they saying Pike 5'6". Lushenko is 5'11".
That's interesting. I thought he was taller, and that's because he's an alpha.
Putin is believed to be self-conscious about his height, which has been estimated by the Kremlin insiders to be between 5'1" and 5'5" tall, but is usually given at 170 meters. So the official height is 5'7", but he could be 5'4". He's definitely on the shorter side of things.
We have to get a picture of him and Trump together because they're homies, right?
Yeah.
And do the calculations. Do you think if Trump was still in office, this would be happening right now?
No, of course not. What? Trump was on good terms with Putin, man. He would have said, man, if Putin got something to do, Putin got something to do, man. We ain't bothering this stuff. He wouldn't have been involved. And I don't think Putin would have attacked while Trump was in office.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
That's the thing about alpha men, is they're men of their word. Like if an alpha man tells you, and alpha men won't say they're alpha men, but if alpha man gives you their word and like shakes hands with you, they're not going to go back on that.
Right.
From what I've seen. Last thing I want to talk about before I have to go. Did you see all the side effects for the thingy?
The vacation?
The vacation?
Oh boy, what they got now?
It's 9 pages.
Where is this at? You got a link to this?
Oh yeah. I got a link. Everybody's it's gone absolutely viral.
Has it?
Everybody. Oh yeah, and one of the ones is herpes.
Sempter Victorum, please add the membership button. What does that do? I've seen it before. What does that do? What am I?
Oh, so people have to, if they want to comment, they have to pay to comment, I think.
I don't
Like they
want to
have.
do that.
Oh, well, I don't. I'm just telling you.
Do you have to do it like that?
I don't know. I don't have it. So our good friend Mark Moss posted this, which we have to get him on again. But basically, it's 9 pages of side effects from the vacation. And this
What?
particular page right here, herpes simplex meningitis. I don't know exactly what that is, but I know that when we're talking about herpes, it's a little bumps. But apparently that's one of the side effects that people are losing it over.
Nigga, what?
But in reality, I feel like half of the US population has herpes, some form of herpes, from what I remember working in healthcare. I could be wrong, as everybody's like this with their legs open, sleeping with everybody. So whatever. But those were some of the side effects. And I wouldn't necessarily be too worried. I mean, that's disgusting. But at the same time, I would be more concerned with like the heart stuff, like all that type of stuff.
Nigga, what? What's in here? Hold on. Oh my lord. Cardiac disorders, 2.6%. Fatigue. Pyrexia. So general disorders administration site. Chills. Okay. Site pain. Infections. Nervous system. Okay. All right. So these are the types. All right. All right. Let's. What? All right. Hold on.
And they dropped it today after all the stuff with the conflict. Jerome Powell came out, the Fed chair, is stating that we need to regulate cryptocurrency because it could undermine sanctions. Elizabeth Warren said the same thing, and then this gets dropped today. And all of a sudden, since the conflict started, nobody's talking about vacationing anymore.
Yeah, all the vid stuff has gone away.
And I read that Canada is going to be removing their ban, removing their mandates in 14 days, I believe. I don't know if that's true or not. I have to fact check it. Canada.
Wow. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I want to see if this is one of the side effects listed in here.
What?
HIV, the house in Virginia. Let's see. Okay, it's not showing it.
Because that is, I mean, you could inject somebody. I mean,
Immunoglobulin G4. You said what?
I'm just trying to rationalize that in my head, how they would be able to slip that in, like, because that's very, very specific.
Yeah.
And you actually do need quite a bit of the red stuff to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
From what I remember in my my previous profession, there has to be a significant amount, and it has to be put, like, even if you're sharing needles, it's still not as common as intercourse. If there has to be like a little cut or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it gets in. So from what I remember, but that information could be outdated.
Damn, it's a lot of side effects in here.
I told you, and that's the thing, is I don't remember when I worked in healthcare, I saw side effects for other stuff, and I don't remember being 9 pages.
It's a lot of autoimmune in here too. It's a lot of autoimmune in here. Autoimmune pericarditis.
But I wonder what the side effects for this are compared to
Myocarditis.
Different one. Myocarditis, isn't that a heart issue?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I can't do. I mean, I have really bad heart problems in my family. Like, I would die. Legit. I'm being dead serious.
Damn.
My dad died in his mid-40s, like from a heart attack.
Right. cardiovascular insufficiency. Imagine, see, look at this list. Look at this list. How can you say it's safe when you look at this list at the same time?
That dropped today, though, by the way. And they were trying to seal it for the next 75 years.
Right. Man. That's wild. Damn.
And people want to take it. I support their right. I support whatever somebody wants to do it, whatever. That's fine. That's their business. But, I believe that people should have a choice in the matter.
This shit is attacking the spinal cord, the heart, the what's the name? Your what's the name glands?
The pineal?
Yeah, what's the gland system the pineal gland is connected to?
It's like that is like a super important gland, and it connects you to your higher conscious, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's this. It starts with an E. I can't. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'll show you.
I know what you're talking about. I can't. I'm tired too. I can't think of it.
Endocrine.
Endocrine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super important gland, like very, very important.
Yeah. So the endocrine glands here are affected. I see the thyroid is affected. That's the endocrine gland. Yeah, you definitely don't want your endocrine glands to be, because when you mess with that, you start messing with the homeostasis, like just like the natural development and the hormones secreted in the body. You could really fuck somebody up. This shit's crazy. Yeah. Let me see.
It's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
People are freaking about they're freaking out about the herpes because it's herpes, but I don't think, but all of these terms are not in plain English, so people don't know what they are, but those are just as bad. Like me personally, I would rather, okay, let me ask you something. Would you rather have to live with herpes for the rest of your life or deal with severe heart issues and possibly die?
I definitely don't want heart issues.
Yeah, same thing.
So the adrenal gland, that's another one. Wow. So, thyroid. I wonder if there's any thymus problems. Let me see. Is there thymus problems? Right,
Hotep, there's 9 pages. I'm sure there's.
Let me check one more. Let me see if there's any pancreas problems here. Yeah, and pancreatic. So it's affecting 3 out of, what is that? Let's see. Adrenal, thyroid, and pancreas. So 3 out of the 7 is affected. Wow, this is crazy. This is wild. And I mean, like, I knew this shit was bad, but god damn. Well, thank you for some information.
You and Uncle Hotep are gonna have a great night tomorrow.
Yeah, we are. Jesus.
Besides this, what you guys talking about?
Yeah. Semper, he said thyroid problems can cause death. Yeah. Yeah. You start messing with them endocrine gland systems, all types of weird shit start happening, man. You can turn into a goddamn goose. No, I'm fucking with you.
No, but then you pass that stuff down too. Like it stays in your body. It changes your DNA, which I get. But it's like people have, this is the thing with me. When I look at putting any type of chemical into my body, I look at the pros and I look at the cons. And that's what we were taught working in healthcare. Like, is this medication going to save your life? Or what are the pros for taking it? And then you look at the cons. Like, obviously for somebody with with the industry I used to work in prior, they would, like, obviously you had to take the medication so you didn't pass away. For most of those people, you didn't get sick and die. But the issue is that some of the people we're having is some of the people, there was outliers. Some of my clients, they actually didn't have to take medication, and they didn't have to take it every day, maybe once a week, every other day. And to stay healthy, like, to stay undetectable and healthy. But because the way our healthcare is set up, they said the doctors would tell them, no, you're not doing it right. But like in other countries in Europe, there are some doctors that would let them do that, that would prescribe it to them that way. So they would have the proper healthcare and they would have less toxicity levels, because when you take that stuff, it is immensely toxic and it causes all these other issues. And I'm telling you, I never had a patient pass away from that. They passed away from all different types of cancer, from suicide, from that type of stuff, those like side effects, like all of those things. So that's why I'm like, I don't think people understand that I'm very aware about healthcare and how medication impacts your body. No, I don't use the big words because I feel like that does people a disservice. But at the same time, I'm very aware of what happens. I saw my clients suffer, and they're my friends. They're people I really, really care about. I had a client, he would come in and went from turning yellow to like almost green, like because from the toxicity levels in his body from the damn medication. So you have to figure out, is this like, what are the risks? If I don't take it, what are the side effects? Like, what are the pros and the cons? Like, does it make sense?
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. I blew your mind tonight, man.
Man, whoo, tell me about it, man. Wow.
Well, I'm gonna get going because I gotta catch a flight.
Yeah.
But I'll see you next week. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts to this channel. Hotep and Uncle Hotep tomorrow night. At what time?
8 p.m. Eastern.
You guys better tune in because
It's gonna be a wild ride. We got a lot to cover.
Good night, guys. Bye.